Now, this language here, Holy One, the word holy sometimes means different things in the scriptures. My opinion is that the way it's being used here in this text is to draw attention to God's unique, eternal, divine glory. It's emphasizing his unapproachableness. It's emphasizing his awesome majesty, his glory, his splendor, his excellence, his perfections as the one true eternal God. And we have to see God like that if we're going to have true wisdom and see anything as it truly is. And this is how God is represented to us in this book. If we would only take time to read this, instead of reading a bunch of devotionals that only point us back toward ourselves. Oh, we don't know God in this land. This book is about God. This book holds forth a majestic, glorious, eternal God. Listen to these verses. Listen to what this book says about the God who is there. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 2. There is no one holy like the Lord. Indeed, there is no one besides you, nor is there any rock like our God. Isaiah 57, verse 15 says that he is the high and holy one who inhabits eternity, whose name is holy. Psalms 104, verse 1, O Lord, my God, you are very great. You are clothed with splendor and majesty. Psalms 96, verse 4, great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the peoples are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Splendor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Psalms 145, verse 3, great is the Lord and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. On the glorious splendor of your majesty and on your wondrous works I will meditate. Exodus chapter 15, verse 11. Who is like you among the gods, O Lord? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in praises, working wonders? Revelation 15, verse 3. Great and marvelous are your works, O Lord God, the Almighty. Righteous and true are your ways, King of the nations. Who will not fear you, O Lord, and glorify your name, for you alone are holy. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 6. There is none like you, O Lord. You are great, and great is your name in might. Who would not fear you, O King of the nations? Indeed, it is your due. For among all the wise men of the nations and in all their kingdoms, there is none like you. 1 Chronicles chapter 29, verse 11, David prays, yours, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. Indeed, everything that is in the heavens and the earth, yours is the dominion, O Lord, and you exalt yourself as head over all. As Job said, behold, these are the fringes of his ways. How faint a word we hear of him, but the thunder of his power, who can understand? This is our God. This is the Holy One. This is the Majestic One. And we must know this God like this. He's the small in this land. That's why there's sin. That's why there's wickedness. That's why there's suicide. That's why there's misery. And don't know God, this God. How much time do you spend pondering God, meditating upon God, filling your mind with thoughts upon this great, eternal, majestic God. That's what we need. Let me read you a quote here from Spurgeon. He says, "The proper study of a Christian is the Godhead, the highest science, the loftiest speculation, the mightiest philosophy which can ever engage the attention of a child of God is the name, the nature, the person, the work, the doings, and the existence of the great God whom he calls his Father." Would you lose your sorrow? Would you drown your cares? Then go, plunge yourself in the Godhead's deepest sea. Be lost in his immensity, and you shall come forth as from a couch of rest, refreshed and invigorated. Do you do that? Do you plunge yourself into God? Do you meditate upon God, the glory of God, the transcendence of God, the holiness of God, the love of God? Do you fill your mind and your soul with thoughts and meditations of God? If you don't, then that explains a great deal of your problems.